U.S. Treasuries ticked higher as equity investors.
The black market is flooded with corporate credentials as
Breaking
malware,
news. As cybersecurity experts report the largest
over 23
data
billion
breach in
credentials
history.
exposed, and what experts are calling
One of the largest data breaches in history is revealed after a lawsuit is filed.
Welcome back to Trade Thursday. I'm Bradley Geldenhuys, founder of Vendifi, a third-party risk management platform. 2025 is fast becoming the biggest breach year on record. And it's all because of these stealer logs. Basically, malware on millions of PCs around the globe is siphoning off usernames, passwords, cookies, documents, session tokens, and URLs and selling them online. Why is this an issue for your TPRM program? Well, your systems and your vendors' login details are being sold online right now. And if you're not aware of them, then you really should get started finding out. Today, we're diving deep into the stealer log crisis and showing you exactly what you need to do about it. Let's break down what actually is happening here. Stealer logs are the output from malware that infects a user's device and extracts saved credentials, documents, tokens, and cookies. Gary Ruddle did a great video explaining info stealer logs. I'll leave a link in the description below. However, all of these stealer logs were not easily searchable. They were in folders and file format, so an attacker would need to download everything and manually search each file to identify specific credentials. Until now. Troy Hunt, the security researcher behind Have I Been Pwned, recently processed over 23 billion rows of data from the alien stealer logs. These contain emails, passwords, which is the norm. What is a little scarier is that it contains the URLs. What makes this particularly dangerous for your vendor risk program is the nature of what's being stolen. When an employee at one of your vendors gets infected with this malware, it's not just capturing their personal Gmail, it's capturing their login to your customer portal, your API services, and potentially your administrative interfaces. What we are seeing in these logs is terrifying from a third-party risk perspective. Vendor employee credentials to client portals, login details for administrative systems, credentials to web-based VPN services. When Troy Hunt integrated these logs into Have I Been Pwned, something unprecedented happened. Organizations started discovering that their credentials they thought were secure, even though they're behind properly authenticated and breached systems, were being traded openly on the dark web markets. And here's a critical side note. This is exactly why MFA is a requirement, not a nice to have. And alongside a good password manager creates a unique password for each login. So if a password is exposed online, it can't be reused somewhere else. Having MFA adds a crucial additional layer of protection against that password being exposed as well. So, what can you do about this growing threat to your vendor ecosystem? Let's walk through the practical steps. First, you need visibility. You can't protect what you can't see. Every organization should sign up for Have I Been Pwned's domain monitoring. The service is available for free and online. Simply go ahead to Have I Been Pwned, check out the domain search, add your domain in here, complete the reCAPTCHA, then get the DNS settings so that you prove that you control the domain and you will be notified. This is where tire hits the road. Check this out. Combo list on Telegram, 2 billion rows of data. Right? One of the biggest in history. Alien stealer logs, 23 billion rows. So we're in another league now. So we need to understand what that looks like. So sign up for the domain and get that information about your domain. However, you're going to ask me, Brad, what about our third-party risk management platform? How does this cover our vendors? Well, you can also sign up for the API. So essentially, you can send the API an email and it will then tell you that email has been breached. So you can send the list of vendor emails that you deal with and constantly monitor that. So you can create a easy to run script run it, pull back the information. You can use a logic app. There's a number of different things that you can do there, and you can pull that information back. There are different levels as to where you can purchase the API. I think there's some rate limiting, and you can get a specific amount of results. And obviously, if you need more, you can buy more. So there you go. So you can pull back all of that information. But let me show you how we are helping organizations tackle this exact problem. Vendifi automatically monitors not just your organization, but your entire vendor ecosystem for exposure in breaches and stealer logs. And this is how it works. So Vendifi, here we go. We've got Vendifi as a software service loaded in our own system here. And we've got all the information of who the owner in the business is and what the business impact is, their contact. And we have a scan of all the email and DNS security. We've done a video on that you can check out in the link below, as well as the domain scan to see what domains Vendifi is running and if there are any vulnerabilities there. But we've added in the latest, which is the potential breach area. So Vendifi automatically monitors not just your organization, but your entire vendor ecosystem for exposure in breaches and stealer logs. And so we're continuously monitoring every single one of your vendors that you add. We have risk scoring that will notify you if any change happens in that risk scoring, and you can set up automatic responses. So if you find that one of your vendors has been involved in a breach, you can then automatically send out emails. You can set up logic apps to lock down certain accounts, and we can automatically respond to the vendors, asking them for evidence that they have now changed those usernames and passwords, and make sure that they have notified the authorities, and we have notified anyone that has the same affected business process. But vendor monitoring alone isn't enough. You need to take proactive steps to reduce your exposure. Number 1, implement strict vendor access controls. Number 2, require hardware MFA keys for sensitive systems. Number 3, implement shorter session timeouts. Number 4, monitor for anomalous logon patterns. And number 5, establish clear breach notification requirements in vendor contracts. Vendifi helps you manage these requirements and track compliance across your entire vendor ecosystem. The threat landscape has fundamentally changed. It's no longer enough to assess your vendors once a year and hope for the best. Data breaches and stealer logs have created a continuous threat that requires continuous monitoring. Whether you're using Vendifi or building your own monitoring program, you need to start today. Your vendors' credentials are likely already for sale, and the clock is ticking. This isn't just a technical problem. It's a business risk that demands immediate attention from every organization with a digital supply chain. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on all things vendor security. See you next Threat Thursday, and until then, stay safe.